Well guys, I've got some news to say the least. That big, heavily rumored Nintendo Direct next week is still indeed happening, it seems. Nate the Hate, a 100% reliable leaker, is still saying it's happening, but he now knows the information about it, and as I was warning in my last couple of videos to not get your hopes up, because there's still a chance on the table that it could be a partner showcase. It's pretty much now been confirmed by Nate to be a partner showcase. Somebody asked Nate, the next week's Nintendo Direct a general or a partner? He says he didn't know a couple hours ago. Then they talk about how Game Explain thinks it's going to be a partner, and then after a couple hours, he seemed to be getting information that, yep, and he is correct, next week's Nintendo Direct will be a partner Direct showcase. Now, as I did say to temper your expectations the other day, I'll be honest, I was very much against this happening, like to the point where I thought there'd be no possible way Nintendo would do something like this right now. Any other time was already kind of weird when they did this stuff, but right now I felt there was no possible way. You're coming off of a holiday season that was genuinely lower than past holiday seasons for your brand new Switch 2 console. You have investors telling you that they're spooked because they don't see a major first-party game. You have Nintendo senior employees themselves coming out saying that there's not a major first-party Western game right now to bump up those sales even more. Just everybody, even fans, clamoring for the next big game or just information about Splatoon Raiders or even Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, the next two bigger games that we know about, and Nintendo decides to go with a partner showcase. Now, of course, I'm trying to limit myself on how I feel about this until it's officially announced, but I cannot believe this. It's so Nintendo, but it's so mind-blowing to me. This is the worst time to have a partner direct right now. On top of all of that, you go back and look at the September Direct of last year. Many fans regarded it as one of the worst Nintendo Directs we have ever had in history. I mean, the only big announcement that we got in that entire show was Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. In the last couple of weeks, Nintendo's been dropping overview trailers and even directs for like Tomodachi Life, Mario Brothers Wonder, Switch 2 Edition, and even Mario Tennis Fever. And a lot of us thought they were doing all of this just to make room for a lot of new and good announcements. And I'll be honest, yes, their schedule is pretty filled from now until like April, May even. So I get that there's a lot of games coming out, but everything that's coming out so far this year is extremely small and like kind of boring in my opinion. Tomodachi Life, a Switch 1 exclusive game. Not exclusive, you can play it on your Switch 2, but it's made for Switch 1. There's not even a Switch 2 edition coming out. A Mario Tennis game, a Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder, a Switch 1 game that came out a couple of years ago already. A 2D Yoshi game where, let's be honest, it looks like it's made for children, but even that game we don't really know anything about. Rhythm Heaven Groove, no information. Dusk Bloods, no information. That might be at the partner showcase then. Splatoon Raiders, nothing. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, nothing. And then Pokemon Pokopia is also coming out in March, which looks like a knockoff Animal Crossing, which is already coming out with Tomodachi Life, which in a way is kind of like an Animal Crossing game. This lineup is just, quite frankly, boring. And, you know, I can't really put it any other way. It's boring. I mean, nothing about it genuinely excites me. I just started Fire Emblem with 3 houses, and I've been having actually a really good time. I think I'm more excited about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave than anything else, and I just got into the series like a week ago. That should tell you how Nintendo's, year is looking out and planning out right now. It's not looking that good, and fans are complaining. You wonder why there's grifters everywhere. Everyone's just kind of upset with what Nintendo's doing. And it just keeps getting worse. Why do they think a partner showcase is the way to go right now? Now, I know Nate the Hate is a 100% reliable leaker, gets everything 100% spot on and doesn't touch on things until he's 100% for sure that they're happening. But just there's like this small piece of me where I'm hoping there's just like this one time where he got something wrong and it's a general. You know what I mean? This is just that one time where he messed up and it's a general direct. But dog, is this also the new formula now? Like, this isn't the first time. This is like the second or third time Nintendo has just skipped February Directs. It used to be January Directs, then it moved to February Directs. Now it looks like we're not even guaranteed to get February Directs. They might be gone forever. It might now be just like March or April Directs, or we might even have to wait until the summer. We don't know when this next show could be. I'm gonna guess probably March or April for a main general Nintendo Direct, but who knows anymore? They could easily just say, you got enough games slated, here's some directs for each of these games specifically, we'll have another general in the summer or something. We might only have 1 or 2 major directs a year now. Let me say this, I'm somebody that does not care about third-party games on Switch. Not because I don't play them, because everybody's like, play other games, people. I have consoles to play these games. I have a PS5 with a whole shelf stacked of PS5 games, and any game that doesn't come out to Switch right away, I immediately get on PS5. Or any game that I'm able to get on my PS5, I choose it over the Switch version, no matter what the game is, because almost every time without fail, they run 10 times better on another console than Nintendo consoles. It's just kind of how it's always been. So personally, I don't care about third-party games at all. I'm perfectly fine with just straight up playing my other games on my other consoles. So for somebody like me, this means nothing, but I get it. People want to see third-party games. For people that just own Switches or Switch 2s, this is big for them. But something else I'll notice is I feel like every time we get a partner showcase, everyone's expecting these Red Dead Redemption level games, GTAs and stuff. Oh, this is going to be the one that gives us all the information. Remember they were saying that last year, right after the major direct, and we got that partner showcase, everybody's like, this is the one that's going to reveal all these big games. They didn't really do that. I don't know why people are expecting these massive games. You know 90% of the show is going to be filled with old games, you know, filler stuff that doesn't really feel that special, with a couple bigger hits here and there. But for the most part, I feel like most of this show is going to be average. And I wouldn't mind if this was any other situation for Nintendo. We are in the first 7 to 8 months of a brand new console, people. This is a brand new Nintendo console. You're showing people why they want to go out and pay $450 for this thing. And right now, there's nothing. I can't even convince my friends to go out and buy a Switch 2 for free right now. If it was free, I couldn't even convince them to play the thing. Because what do they have? Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza are their major titles, and they're going to hang on these 2 titles for the first entire year, for the first 12 months of this console, which is insane. Because Donkey Kong Bonanza, as big as it is for us Nintendo fans, most people don't care about a 3D Donkey Kong game. So most people are going to go into this console buying Mario Kart World and probably only playing Mario Kart World for the first 12 months of this thing. So now I'm wondering, like, it makes it even worse, because are we just now going to have this humongous gap between September and we have to wait until March or April of the next year in order to get announcements? We're gonna have to wait almost 8 months to get announcements on games for Nintendo now. And like I said, I don't even want to hear about this 3D Mario crap. You know, Nin10doland still thinks that there's a chance that it should be announced this year. Like, he has no sources about it, but he just has a hunch that, you know, this is the year for it. I don't even care about the 3D Mario crap anymore. Like, my hype for the game has just been like, you know what, it happens when it happens. I don't have any expectations for the thing now. I just wanted to see more Splatoon Raiders mostly. Like, this is a game that Nintendo announced in the summer of last year for the anniversary, I'm guessing, but they didn't say anything else about it. We have no information about this game. This was the time to do that. And like I said, it just makes it so much worse considering the fact that the last Nintendo Direct that we got was one of the worst ever. There was just nothing that exciting there. And I think, you know, as somebody who's really critical on their Nintendo Directs, I was seeing normal people who normally praise their Directs talk about how bad it was. It's just like, if you really think about it, we're going to be going from the April Nintendo Direct when they revealed the big stuff for Switch 2. We're going to go from April of 2025 to March or April of 2026. Almost a year before we get a major presentation that's actually good again. It's ridiculous. Also, are we just skipping Zelda's anniversary this year? Like, I think all of us thought for sure they'd have some type of presentation or something. Now, there's a good chance they could have a Zelda Nintendo Direct or something like that. That very well could happen. They could have their own, like, Zelda anniversary thing like they did with Mario back for the 35th. But I'm doubting it now. I mean, they just had Mario's 40th anniversary direct, and it was part of a general direct. So, like, what's happening here? And no, I don't think they're going to have a general direct in February whatsoever if they skip this week, the first week, because you got a partner showcase to start, you got Mario Tennis Fever coming out the next week, and then at the end of the month, you still have Pokemon Presents Day, where they're going to probably unveil Gen 10 and all the stuff about Pokemon this year. So, yeah, a Nintendo Direct is completely off the table for February if the partner showcase actually does happen next week. Which is just, oh my gosh, like, are we genuinely not going to get a Zelda presentation then? Look, I talked about how I'm not a fan of grifters because all they do is constantly find something wrong with Nintendo, even when things are going good, but I'm finding it increasingly difficult every day to find something good with this company. They overcharge for games, they have nothing but older remakes and remasters, and they just keep feeding us old stuff, spin-offs and stuff instead of their bigger titles, and once again, they're having a major issue with quantity over quality right now, where they're just flooding the schedule full of games, but games that most people are not going to care about, where the big hitters now are just all mushed together in one time period. That's another problem. Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World came out months apart in June and July of 2025, and nothing else to those caliber have been released, and nothing else is planned to be released to those calibers yet, which is just mind-blowing to me. You have investors clamoring for something new from Nintendo, you have fans really wanting to see the next big first-party game, and Nintendo's just sitting on their hands and saying, oh well, we're going to continue to be weird. I'm getting so far off track, I'm rambling so hard here, but like I was saying with grifters, I get it. You know, some people are really mad with Nintendo, but they kind of overly do it. But I promise you, I'm not turning into a grifter here. This is not me just trying to get views on Nintendo. I want to talk about things. I'm still going to be posting, you know, original content and stuff with games that come out. But I promise you, if this Partner Direct Showcase is an actual thing that's happening next week and it gets announced, I'm telling you right now, this channel might take a slight turn for a while. I just can't keep putting on a face. And that's the thing. Eventually, you have to just say, you know what, I'm done trying to, you know, sit here and be a shill for Nintendo. I'm never being a shill for Nintendo. But I can't sit here and act like things are fine. I'm not having fun with Switch 2. I've been playing more on my PS5 than I have ever had in the history of Nintendo. I've been doing nothing but going back and playing older games if I do play on my Switch. It's just been, like I said, I've been starting Fire Emblem 3. Somebody who normally hates Fire Emblem has decided to start Fire Emblem of all games. That should tell you how bad it's been. I will say, I'm really liking Fire Emblem. I should have started it before. I will have a video on that when I finish that. But yeah, I'm mostly playing PS5 games, and even like old PS4, PS3, PS2 games I've been playing recently. Just catching up on games that I may have missed or played when I was little. There's just nothing that excites me about this console right now. I have no hype for the future. There's no hype for this thing. I mean, everything that's coming out is just like stuff that you would expect on Switch 1. This feels like a Switch Pro. It feels like more of the same titles releasing. Of course, we're getting another Mario Tennis. Of course, we're getting Mario Wonder again. You know what I mean? It's just stuff that we can expect from Nintendo. And I don't know. If I wasn't a Nintendo content creator, I'll be completely honest with you. I might have slightly regretted my purchase of the Switch 2. A little bit. Like, do I need to have this console right now? From everything that I played, and I have played everything that's released. Metroid Prime, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I've 100%ed all of these games. Kirby Air Riders, 100%ed as well. I've completely played through every single one of them, put over 50 hours in every game, and I can say that almost none of them left in a long-lasting impression on me. The only one that genuinely made me excited that I bought a Switch 2 was Donkey Kong Bonanza. That is the only title that made me excited that I brought a Switch 2. Everything else just completely missed the mark for me. Hyrule Warriors felt like another Warriors game. It was fine, but nothing special. Metroid Prime 4 was a huge disappointment for me. Kirby Air Riders was actually pretty good. I actually thought it was better than Mario Kart World, even though that it seems like a lot of people aren't even playing online. The online servers are kind of dead. It didn't deserve that. That game deserves so much more. I'm sorry. It is actually better than Mario Kart World. I stand on that. But yeah, I can't even remember everything else that came out. Of course, Dragon Drive, 1-2 Switch Welcome Tour. I just combined 3 games there. I don't care. I'm ranting. Oh my gosh. And you look at the, lineup for this year, and I can tell you right now, nothing in this lineup is going to excite me. I think the most, the biggest thing I'm excited for is just seeing the Koopalings in Mario Wonder. That's it. I'm glad that there's a Mario Galaxy movie happening right now. Like, if it wasn't for the Mario Galaxy movie, I think I'd have no interest in Nintendo right now. So that's the only thing that's kind of like carrying my hype for the rest of, the first half of this year at least, is definitely just the Mario Galaxy movie. And then for this next Direct, there's so much pressure, it's not even funny. Like, they genuinely cannot not reveal a Smash Brothers or 3D Mario, something to that caliber for the next Direct, because I don't know how they're going to survive the next 6 months with Switch 2 sales. If we see Switch 2 sales rising, then I'll eat my foot. But there's no way this console is going to continue to sell that well. this just really makes me miss 2017 still. Like, take me back, man, where Nintendo was on top of its game. You know, Nintendo Directs happened when they were supposed to, had great big reveals, huge games to look forward to, and just fun, exciting, you know, just reveals and moments from Nintendo and communication with Nintendo. It was just, oh my gosh, it just seems like paradise, like a fever dream at this point. I didn't think they could, you know, get even worse than how I was feeling towards the end of last year, but like I've dropped 2 extra points. I'm like at a 2 out of 10 of excitement for this company right now. And like I said, this isn't coming out of the mouth of a grifter. These aren't words from a grifter. These are words from somebody that's named themselves Nintendo Land. These are words from somebody that has genuinely put in years of time, money, and effort and just talking about Mario and Nintendo stuff because they love Nintendo. This is coming from a Nintendo fan. I just don't like what Nintendo's doing right now. I'm not a fan of Nintendo right now. I'm not. I just, yeah. So when you see videos in the next couple of weeks, maybe even the next couple of months, who knows how much is going to be, these are just me being honest. These are me being completely transparent with you because that is what I strive for on this channel is honesty. I want to give you guys my honest, raw reactions and feelings. I know people online are going to say, you know what, a partner direct isn't bad. This is what we need right now. I've literally seen people saying, you know what, if we wait until June, it won't be too bad. Are we serious? Like, if we wait until June for a Nintendo Direct? I'm sorry, I gotta go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a blessed day. Oh, yeah.